Whew, that was another awesome episode of the Student Fire podcast. Thank y'all for sticking around for this long, but I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? See, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show to apps? Like, do I have to do it individually, or can I just have one place that does everything for me? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? Is that even an option? Well, honestly, y'all, your answer is Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors that want to advertise on your podcast. Yes, you. That means you can get paid to make the podcast. You can get paid to podcast the right way. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. If you want to get in on this, if you want to make your podcast a reality and you want your success and your word to be a thing, man, you already know. Hop over to Anchor and give it a start. You won't regret it. Catch y'all in the next episode. Peace. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Student Fire, live from the Speak Fire studio. I'm your host, bobbyberg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm so pumped to just rock this day with you. How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're checking this out. First off, thank you for rocking with us, y'all. Us at the Speak Fire team, we are so thankful for each and every single one of our listeners. Y'all are phenomenal. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Student Fire, live from the Speak Fire studio. I'm your host, bobbyberg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm so pumped to just rock this day with you. How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're checking this out. First off, thank you for rocking with us, y'all. Us at the Speak Fire team, we are so thankful for each and every single one of our listeners. Y'all are phenomenal. Y'all, we are finally here. I'm so flippin' proud of you. For my college students, yo, congratulations on making it through your finals. I got so many messages from so many of you saying, hey, your episodes have really helped me out, even your older stuff. Bobby, thank you for the help in getting me through these finals. That's what I'm here for. That just warms my heart to hear. More importantly, some of you have a week left of school. Some of you are on winter break as of tomorrow. Some of you are on winter break as of Wednesday. Either way, we did it, team. We flippin' made it to winter break. Now, I understand we've been going through episodes. We talked about your studying. We've talked about your family. But I want to talk about something important here. I remember being in college in my sophomore year, and winter finals were coming up. I was taking some pretty difficult classes, and I remember staying up every single night studying late. And I don't mean just, I was up until 9 o'clock studying, and then I just hung out until 1, 2, 3 in the morning with my buddies because we were just too exhausted at that point. I would actually be studying all afternoon. You see, I would get out of class, I would go to my professor's office hours, I would ask them all the questions that I had, and they genuinely helped me work through things. And even with all that help, I got so lost. I didn't know exactly how to remember things. I went to the learning center and I said, hey, I need help. So they gave me a bunch of studying tools. And even with those tools, I felt like I was coming up short. Well, one of my really good friends looked at me and he goes, Bobby, what is it about this that you don't understand? And I said, honestly, man, like the only things that are on my plate are one really big paper and one final that I'm really worried about. The other two finals that I have to take, I'm not really stressing about those. I know I'm doing well in the class. I'm understanding the material well enough. I'll handle it. Well, on this final that I really wasn't doing well on, I sat down, I looked at it, and I said, okay, I'm waiting outside the room. It's about 8:45. Final starts at 9. My professor was tough. I remember walking into the classroom and sitting down in the lecture hall, and I'm like, all right, what do we do? What do you do, man? What if I don't remember things? What if I start getting stressed out? What if I can't breathe? And my professor looks at me and he can tell that something's off because I'm usually a pretty upbeat, pretty jovial, excited guy. And he addresses the whole class. He goes, listen, class, if you have any questions during this exam, come down and ask me. He directs his attention at me and says again, if you have any questions at all, come ask me. So I start on the paper, and I start flying through it. First question, answered it right. Second question, I'm not so sure. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth question. I'm answering all of these questions pretty comfortably. And then I finally got to that one question where I wasn't sure, and it was a multiple choice thing. I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at it, and all of a sudden, my brain went blank.
And all of a sudden, my brain went blank. And I walk up to my professor and I said, hey, I don't really understand how you worded this question. He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, with the way that you've worded this, it doesn't really make any cohesive sense to how there are two ways that I could answer this, and here are both of my answers, and they're both right. I just don't know which one you want. And he looked at me and he goes, Bobby, looks like you have a moral dilemma on your hands, don't you? I said, yeah, why? And he goes, did you read all the directions first? I said, no, of course not. No. And he goes, wasn't the first direction on that entire exam to read every direction before starting? I said, yeah. He goes, go back to your seat and read all the directions, and winks at me. And I said, all right. So I ran up to my seat and I sat down and I started reading through the directions, and I start reading them, and I'm reading them. And on the last one, it says, only answer questions 1 to 6 and turn your exam in. Or no, pardon me. Answer questions 1 to 10 and turn your exam in. Questions 1 to 10 were simple questions that anyone in this course could have known. They were all surface level questions. Why am I telling you this story? Because when I turned that exam in, I felt something that I hadn't felt all semester. I felt confident that I knew those first 10 questions were right. Y'all, when we started working together, you and I, when you started tuning into this channel and I said, listen, you're going to make it through the semester. You're going to make it to winter break. I had such confidence in you because I know how hard you work, y'all. I've been through those trenches. I've been in those rough waters with you. Now, I may not physically be there with you, but trust me, I've gone through my fair share of academic struggles. I've gone through my trials. I've gone through everything with my academics where I said, Bobby, I don't think you can do this. And that voice in the back of my head said, you're right, you can't. I've been there where you really don't think that you're worth it, where you really don't think you can make it, where every bit of effort that you had, that you've been putting in, all the studying, all the extra time, all of the effort that you have, the real raw effort gets put in. And that voice in the back of your head starts creeping in, telling you you can't do it. And you found the courage to say, shut up. This is my show. I got this. Y'all, if you checked out our Getting to Winter Break series, the very first episode, I said you were going to get you to winter break. And look at you. You've made it. I don't want you to undercut this because a lot of people have a bad habit of doing this. They make a huge accomplishment like this, and we've all been there where you get home and you're all excited, you're all pumped, you've made it through this trial, and your family looks at you and says, hey, how you doing? How are things going? And you just go, yeah, they're okay. I made it through finals, I guess. Do you understand what you're doing to yourself? Do you understand how much you're undercutting this struggle? This story that you are living, that you are writing day after day after day. People want to hear it. You don't know what your family had to go through to get you to school. For some of you, going to college was always an option. It was just going to be given to you. For some of you, going to college is a struggle because you're going to class, you're working right after school, you're doing your homework late into the evening, and you're starting it all over the next day to help pay for your bills. I get it. For my high schoolers, some of you are working while you're going to school. That's not an easy task. Don't stop undercutting what you're doing. Y'all have been through so much. See, when I got out of this exam and I was all super confident, I could have just said, it was just a final. Yeah, whatever. But no. I paid attention to detail. I focused on what I was doing. For me, asking for help is very difficult. It really is. But what I did is I went up to my professor and I took that armor off. I brought down that wall. I let myself be vulnerable and say to them, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused. Could you help? Well, that's what you did. All of you at one point since the second school started this year, since the 2019-2020 school year started, at one point, I guarantee you had to look at your teacher, look at your friend, look at your family, look at someone and say, I have no idea what I'm doing. I need help. And truthfully, I am so proud of you for being vulnerable. I am so proud of you for making yourself work harder. I am so incredibly proud of you for stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because you know what you just did? In that moment, in your most private moment of vulnerability, you decided to take that first step. You took that first step into being the new you, and you leapt without knowing if there was water in the pool. My old music teacher used to have this great analogy where when we'd be sight reading a piece, where it's when a musician gets a piece of music in front of them for the very first time, and someone starts, how fast it's supposed to go, and they count you off, and they go 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. And you just have to hang on and hope that you can make it to the end of the piece with your dignity at least partially intact. Well, he would always say, I'd ask, because he was a really good sight reader, and I'd say, Mr. K, how'd you do this? How did you get so good at this? And he goes, Bobby, sometimes it's like looking at a pool. You don't really have time to think about how deep the water is or how high up on the diving board you are. You just have to leap, close your eyes, and jump, and figure it out on the way down. Now, I know some of you logical people are going, Bobby, wait, Bobby. If you jump into a pool and there's no water, that's going to hurt and probably injure you. You're correct. However, don't think so deep about this. Don't panic about the logistics of it. Think about this. Sometimes you had to take that leap of faith. You had to go ahead and jump forward and decide if you could do this or not. You made the decision to rock this semester, this quarter, this trimester. You made the conscious choice to be the best student that you could possibly be. And no one made you do it. Someone may have nudged you in the right direction, but you are the one responsible for why you are where you are. And I want to say this one last time. I am so proud of you for rocking as hard as you have. I'm so proud of you for making the progress that you have. And I cannot wait to see all of these wonderful things the winter has for you. And I can't wait to catch y'all come the next semester or next quarter in January. Because we're going to kick life into overdrive. For those of you that are really tuned into the podcast regularly, I'm going to be posting an episode on the 23rd. Because I know Christmas is coming. I know a lot of people aren't in school and some people might not tune into the podcast. That's cool. I got you. Check it out when you can. I'm going to be posting an episode then. I'm going to be posting another episode on the 30th. Just for little housekeeping things. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to start recording. Some people have said, hey, Bobby, I would really like to see your facial expressions as you're doing this. Because what you guys don't hear in the post-production editing is I move my arms and I move my whole body. I actually record this while I'm standing up. And I'm essentially giving my computer a speech. Haha. But I'm going to start recording these and start posting the videos on YouTube. So it's just at bobbyberg. If you want to go check that out, please do. I haven't uploaded to the page in a while, but I'm going to start doing that as of next week. Again, I'm so proud of you. I know this episode's going a little long, but I'm so proud of you for making it this far. Remember, you got you here. People helped you along the way, but you are the one responsible for why you are where you are, and I can't thank you enough for hanging in there. That's all I got for you. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Y'all, I hope this was helpful. If it was, hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook. Let me know what you thought. Better yet, hop in the reviews on the podcast you're listening to this on, and leave a review there. I check all of them, and I will respond to everything that I can. Y'all, I love hearing from you. It's the highlight of my day. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I hope you are rocking everything that you do. I hope nothing's getting in your way, and for whatever does get in your way, I know you're going to find a way to overcome it like you always do. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace! We are Speakfire. Who are we? We are a collective of inspirational, motivational, life-guiding speakers here to help you make your best life available and real today. For everyone that's looking for anything and everything leadership, you have to check out my guy, Michael Gingras, over at Leadership Fire. For my youth that are coming up, for those of you that have questions that need answers, go hit up Sean B.
He's the host of Young Fire, killing the game every single Monday. For those of you that have questions that go a little deeper, for those of you that need that internal fire inside of you, not just sparked, but you need those flames fanned, go check out Aisha Thomas with Internal Fire. For my fathers, y'all, you are the real MVP. Go check out my guy Jody Cedric, the host of Father's Fire. For my champions, for my people that need to be the champion of not only their day, but their entire life, man, you'll gotta check out my man Neil Legend over at Champion Fire. For my students, doesn't matter if we're talking elementary, middle school, high school, college, my graduate students, all of you, for everything student empowerment, student leadership, and student productivity, tune in to Student Fire with me, your host, Bobby Berg. We are Speak Fire, live every Monday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You gonna wake up with us? Let's get it.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed, to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com, or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.